This is a GK Media podcast. You were talking earlier about the different platforms, your Wix, Weebly, Shopify, Squarespace, WordPress, and there's other ones out there as well, more kind of complicated back-end systems, which I wouldn't be a huge fan of myself personally. But what are your own thoughts on those platforms for hosting websites?
So for someone looking to, take care of a website by themselves, if they want to go down that route, we go with what we call self-hosted platforms. So the likes of Wix, Weebly, and Shopify. You don't have to know, how a website works, how to code it, anything like that. You sign up, you pay your fee, and they'll give you the tools to build it with. The problem with those is, again, similar to with Facebook. You're in a closed little ecosystem. If Wix don't have, a booking integration, if you're shipping, say, and they don't have a DPD integration for doing things like that, you're kind of stuck. So it's akin to renting a house or renting a condo. You're limited with what you can do. Whereas with WordPress, which we use 95% of the time in here, it's like putting down the foundation for your own house. So a quick distinction with WordPress is there's two types or flavors. WordPress.com is like Wix and Weebly. You sign up, they take care of all the back-end stuff for you, and you can put up your content. WordPress.org is what we use in here. So it's a self-hosted package. You put it on what's called a hosting account, where your website essentially lives, and it runs itself. So the disadvantage is that it's more difficult to get up and running with, which is why if you're going that option, you generally engage someone like ourselves to put it together for you. But it is a hell of a lot more versatile. The analogy I like to use is it's a bit like a Lego house. So you can get your website up and running, and 6 months down the line, you can turn it into an e-commerce site. You can plug in a booking system. You can plug in a whole variety of things. So there's a very big ecosystem of what we call plugins for WordPress.
It's massive, yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge. So 10 years ago, if you wanted to get a booking system done, you'd be talking a couple of thousand, maybe into the tens of thousands for someone to have to code all of that up. These days, you can buy a plugin for it. So instead of $3,000 to set up a booking system, we might charge, say, 300. And it might be, say, €80 for a plugin and €220 labor to put that in and set it up. Again, 10 years ago, if that was coded up for you, that goes out of date over time. So if someone's made a piece of software specifically for you, it's going to be difficult to maintain, it's going to be costly, it's going to take a lot of man hours. Whereas with WordPress, these guys are selling these plugins to hundreds of thousands of people. So they're updating it all the time, they're improving it all the time. It makes it very easy to scale your business and improve it. WordPress.org is also what we call open source software. So there's no running costs for using it. So Shopify, you might be paying anywhere between 10 to €60 a month, depending on what your package is. With WordPress, there's no monthly cost. So you do have to pay for your hosting account, but that might only be, say, €5 a month. And WordPress then doesn't cost a penny. And the other benefit then is there's thousands of people around the world that contribute to WordPress. So, as you said, the internet has changed an awful lot in the last 10 years since it's first started, since websites became a thing. And WordPress has just kept up to date. There's people adding stuff to it, making it more secure, adding new plugins for it, new themes, keeping it moving the whole time. So it's a very, very good, stable choice to build your website from.
And these plugins, the cost of them is once off, and they are updated when needed. With other platforms, if you need a plugin for it, and if you're lucky enough that you can get a plugin for that website platform, the issue there is they're often watermarked, and to remove the watermark costs a lot of money. And if you have like 4 or 5 plugins that you need on your website, whether one is for booking, one is an e-commerce one, or whatever, suddenly your website costs on an annual basis are quite high.
Yeah, starts to rise, which again, especially if you're new to business, is not the ideal scenario. So Shopify, I believe, a lot of their plugins do have a monthly cost, whereas with WordPress, there are some that cost per month, but 95% are once off. So it's, very good in any type of business to be able to know it's going to cost this and that's it. It's not going to be, building up and up and up over time.